like that? You 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 like that?
What's going on? It's Coach Williams, and I am back for another breakdown. So today, we're going to talk Super Bowl. We're going to talk Eagles Chiefs. And I think the key to the Chiefs defense is, can this man right here, Chris Jones, have a big game? Okay. I don't think that this defense is constructed to be able to stop Philly unless Chris Jones is an absolute game wrecker, a monster, and forces the Philadelphia Eagles to adjust. So we're going to break down this play from the AFC Championship game. I thought that this was a really savvy, cool, interesting play that Chris Jones made. So let's just jump right into this thing, okay? So pre-snap here, Chris Jones is lined up in a 3 technique, right? So he's on the outside shoulder of this guard. And you can see that the guard is looking right at him. And the Bengals are on the road. So they've got what's called a silent snap count. So what's going to happen is the guard is going to look away. He's going to look at the quarterback, as you can see. And when the quarterback lifts his leg, he'll turn back over. He'll tap the center. We see it here. Ball is snapped, okay? So if you're watching Chris Jones here, he does this really savvy move, okay? So when the guard is looking away, he goes from a 3 technique to a 4-eye, okay? And that's important because you'll see that they're going to pull the tackle and they're going to run power, okay? So it's going to be harder for him it's going to be harder for this guard to get leverage on Chris Jones on this play from a 4-eye than it's going to be from a 3 technique. So that's a savvy move to know, right? To mix up your alignment, right? And you can even see, right? You can even see Dunlap here. He's pointing to him like, ooh, that was pretty slick, okay? So you can see here that this part of the video is a little cut off from the tight angle, but you can still see the guard is looking back at Burrow. He steps outside, so the guard is going to turn back around and readjust. And bang, he gives this nice little jab step too, right? He gives this little jab step, boom, swims him, and gets in the backfield. And that's the type of stuff that Chris Jones can do, especially in the run game. He can be very, very disruptive. All right. So now we're going to transition to the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. So we've talked about the Eagles run game a little bit, and we talked about their split flow runs. So that is a big staple of this offense. Okay. And so on this play, right, this is the divisional round against the Giants. Little trade motion right here. And so they're running split flow, offensive line blocking down, and then the H, or the tight end, is coming down. And so this looks like it's like a split zone run, but I think this is a design quarterback keeper, right? And they're bluffing this thing, right? So what they want to do is they want to make it look like he's going to come out here and set the edge. So the linebacker's gearing up, preparing for this block, but they're really, as you can see with Devontae Smith, going down on this crack block. They're bluffing the kick out from him, and then he's getting to the outside. It's almost like a pin and pull run play, right? So it's design quarterback keeper. Hurts gets on the perimeter. As you can see right here, it's 3rd down. That's a big 3rd down in the red zone to be able to convert. And we'll be able to see it again from the tight, right? They move the tight end over, okay? Also, you'll notice it's unbalanced as well. They do this a lot. They'll do a lot of unbalanced formations. They bring the H across. They fake that he's going to block him. So he gives him that little jab step. Devontae Smith gets that nice little crack block. And then he sets the edge on the perimeter. 1st down. All right, so that was a successful play. And we fast forward to the NFC Championship game, where there was not as successful of a play with one of these split flow runs. But I show you this one because I want you to remember this, okay? I want you to remember this formation, okay? So they come out in what I would call hip tray with a stack over here, okay? So just remember the formation. Lock that in your memory a little bit, okay? So they're going to run the split flow run here. They come out in pistol, but then they put the back weak, okay? And so, again, right, we get offensive line all blocking down. then coming for the kick out, okay? And this time they really are reading Bosa here, okay? He's definitely reading Bosa because Bosa starts going inside, right? He doesn't stay square. He turns, okay? Again, this is another bluff, though, right? This is another bluff. He's not actually going to come out here and block him. He's trying to get on the perimeter. And Bosa just does a phenomenal job here of getting Hurts and nearly getting a safety, okay? So you never know. One of the tough things with this is you never know if this tight end is actually coming out to block you or if he's going to give you that jab step. See how he gives the jab step inside, then goes back outside. Bosa turns his shoulders, so Hurts thinks he's going to get an opportunity to be able to get outside, but Bosa is just a monster athlete and makes the tackle, okay? So why are we going through this? Why are we talking this stuff? Well, if Chris Jones can end up having a big impact in this game, they're going to have to design some things if they're having trouble with him to be able to take him out of the game. And we talked about this with Aaron Donald last year, and we talked about wham blocking him, but I got a different idea for how to block a disruptive defensive lineman. And even though I'm a defensive guy, I'm going to try my hand at some offensive play design, and we're going to go into VR and check this bad boy out, okay? So I think that they should definitely use this formation again, okay? So the Chiefs run a lot of cover 2. If you want to run cover 2, you can run this 3-by-1 formation here with the stack, and that's going to put a little bit of pressure on you. You're going to have to make some decisions, okay? So first off, right, everybody knows if you get this, right, if you get this hip tight end here, pretty good odds of it being some kind of split flow run play, okay? Now, one of the things that this is going to put stress on with the stack is if you see L'Jarius Sneed right here, he's usually the nickel Sam, he's going to have to decide, do I want to align closer in here and give us a numbers advantage in the run game, right? Because Goddard is going to go away, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 if he gets tighter for 1, 2, 3 blockers, okay? So, but if he does that, then there's two receivers out here, and there's only a corner here and a deep safety, right? So it's 2-on-2. You usually want to be 3-over-2, okay? Then this is Chris Jones right here. If they're going to run these split flow run plays, they can read him. Don't block him, right? So this is called midline, right? So you run this midline option rather than reading the guy on the outside, right? Reading the end, you read the guy on the inside, okay? So they can run some midline here with the split flow action and then read what Chris Jones is going to do. So we can watch this in VR, okay? So they're going to read Chris Jones here, right? And if he goes outside for the quarterback, they can just hand it off to Miles Sanders, right? And depending on what ends up happening out here, right, they might be able to get an even number here, or he's going to be one-on-one with the nickel, okay, who's typically a corner, Sneed. Or if Chris Jones decides that he wants to crash down inside on the run play like this, Hurts can decide to keep the ball and get out on the perimeter, okay? And you'll notice on both plays, we'll go back to the first one, on both plays, Goddard is coming out here and he is going to block the edge, okay? So we can see that right there. And then again, boom, block that perimeter, and then Hurts will be able to get to the outside, okay? Now, you can also, with this midline play, add in a pre-snap RPO element and read Sneed, okay? If Sneed is getting tight and he's getting in here, snap that ball, boom, get it out here to A.J. Brown, get this block out here, and then it's off to the races. So I would love to see them run some midline. I don't think that the Eagles have been big on midline under Sirianni, but they do have experience. I believe that they did it with Peterson and Chip Kelly in the past. A lot of these guys on this offensive line were in that group, so that would be a nice little wrinkle to add to their run game if Chris Jones is giving them problems. So that's it for this video, and I'm going to have some more Super Bowl breakdowns, and you are going to be more prepared for this game to watch it and understand the strategy than any Super Bowl you've ever watched if you come back for more breakdowns. So as always, you know what it is. It's Coach Williams, Ball Hawks. We fly. I'm out. Peace.